Hey folks, Kevin here. Well, it's October 12th, 2023. We're having little bits of sunshine popping through between the clouds today. It's been cold and damp this week, and I've been spending all my time over on the new property. But today, Thea mentioned that she wanted to start the squash project. So let's take a look at the squash garden bed here. This is the central garden plot. And as you can see, a lot of the leaves are turning here. Now these were all planted pretty late in the season, but it looks like we're going to have plenty of squash here. So these are the Sweet Georgia candy squash, or some people call them banana squash, also called sweet roaster squash, roaster for roasting. Really nice squash. Lots of butternuts in here. Sweet Georgias all over butternuts, lots and lots. So it's time to come out here. You can see some of them climbing right up the tomato trellis, making it real hard. So a lot of these are going to Catholic Charities, and then there's a couple other food kitchens up north that one of the people who buys some of our plants from us is going to come down and get some. So these are all blue Hubbard squash here. Really delicious. Those roasters there, the Sweet Georgia candy squash, they have a delicious nutty taste to them. And everybody knows the butternut squash. So it looks like we did okay with our harvest this year. Well, with our production this year. Here's a few bad ones. The deer got in and got to some of them. They ate the watermelon and the honeydew. Got some acorns all along in here as well. Quite a few acorn squash. So the acorns, as I recall, don't have to be cured, but the butternut, blue Hubbards, and the Sweet Georgia candy squash, they've all got to be cured. So we got to get them in the house. Not all of these, but get them in the house and give them 10 days to 2 weeks at higher temperatures. Higher humidity would be good. Around 80 degrees would be fantastic. Won't be able to manage that with the high humidity because we don't have enough room in the house. So, good harvest. So I'm going to come out here now and use my pruners, prune all the vines that I can off and prune off the squash. And Thea will probably come out and use one of her carts and just start hauling them to the different locations from there. But once I get a pile of all the greenery and brownery, then I'll go ahead and put the grapple on Mini-Me and get that out to the compost pile. And see, the deer came in and ate several different ones here. So here's one of the blue Hubbards here, where they had started chewing on getting some mold on that one. And I did see somewheres over here, they did take a couple of the butternut squash as well. So hopefully Thea will show you some of the results of today's activities. I'm just going to start by getting the vine set, and then I got to get over to the new property and do some more work over there. We can grow squash. Okay, we just finished. He's down there getting some of the acorn squash. Here's what we got. Here's some of the acorn down in the path. Still a couple of Sweet Georgia candy squash babies in here. I'll probably go out in the compost pile. You got your cart, hon?
Got my baby gorilla cart. It's very
So,
cute.
so what do you think of the harvest, hon?
It's super abundant. And some of this is for us in the house for the next 2 days, and 10 or so are for Carol, who started this whole acorn
Yep.
project. And then the rest I figure we can put in the root cellar. What do you think?
Yep, that sounds good.
And then we'll put some of our others and get them cured and see which relatives, Catholic Charities, and food pantries would like them.
Yep, that sounds good, hon.
Okay, off to work.
Okay. So now it's easier to get at the tomato plants and the pepper plants. Still a lot of cleanup work to do here. I'm not going to get too excited about doing much more cleanup today. A little pooped from this. But here's some of the butternut. They look good. These are the Sweet Georgia candy roaster squash. Banana squash, people call them. All different names. Blue Hubbards. All over here. And some more butternut squash here. And compost vines here. So, I'm not sure if Theo will show any more video later on of curing and processing. Basically, the curing process is for most of the squash, they need to be at a high temperature, probably 80 degrees, 80 to 85 degrees. And up here in the Northeast, it's kind of hard when you have an abundance of squash. High humidity would be good for at least 10 days, maybe 14 days. And certainly you can go through and test them with your fingernail, and I've done that with videos in the past, and the curl, you know, the last little curl vine on the squash, but I'm not going to go over that today. So, and I got to get out back and get some work done on the other property. And well, first I think I'll hook up the grapple, take care of this, get this in the compost pile. And I have to, the beaver have been added again. I have to get some of the top of that, the little dam they built up over the spillway down today too. But pretty happy with the production. This is what a good cover crop does. Gives you, in just a few seeds, you get lots and lots of vegetables as a result. Really, really good. Not much work until it's harvest time, then it is work. But using the weed mats and the drip tape, very, very nice and straightforward. So I hope, I got to get used to this gimbal. I hope you folks stay safe, take good care of yourselves. It's getting cold now here in the Northeast. Time to get things buttoned up for the winter. Take care now and stay safe. Bye-bye.